All right, this is the final story for tonight. Helldivers 2 PC players will be forced to link a PlayStation Network account starting this month. The Helldivers 2 PC player base isn't happy about this. Helldivers 2 PC players will need to sign into the game with a PlayStation Network account, making an optional part of the game mandatory for everyone moving forward. This requirement was originally planned for Helldivers 2 when it first launched, but due to technical issues and the early success of the game and not wanting to anger its fans too quickly, developer Arrowhead postponed implementing it. According to the developer on its Discord channel, linking accounts is one of its main methods for protecting players from griefing and abuse by more toxic elements of the community, while also allowing banned players the right to appeal. As of May 6, all new Helldivers 2 players on Steam will be required to connect their Steam account to a PlayStation Network account, Arrowhead explained. Current players on Steam will start to see the mandatory login from May 30th and will be required to have linked to Steam and PlayStation Network account by June 4th. Not long after this news broke, the Steam storefront page for Helldivers 2 was flooded with thousands of negative user reviews. Some players are concerned about potential security risk and data harvesting, while the others have pointed out that they may not be able to play the game due to the PlayStation Network not being available in their region. While it isn't unusual for a Steam game to force players to link an account, Xbox games like Sea of Thieves do this, Helldivers 2 is currently the only PlayStation Studios PC port with this requirement. In other news from the Helldivers 2 front, a recent patch has nerfed several of the more popular weapons in the game, and the next war bond, Polar Patriots, has been revealed. This new selection of winter-themed weapons and armor will go live on May 9th and include a high-damage assault rifle, incendiary impact grenades, and new armor sets. So let's read the comments for this one. Let's see. Villain goes, fine by me, as I've already done that since Sony implemented the feature. Well, yeah, it's nice that you can do it. What about the people that can't? Dado Trust goes, my Steam account is holy for me, with 2,500 games and a lot of money invested in it. I will not risk my Steam account to be hacked, knowing the track record of Sony data breaches. My PSN account was hacked 3 times in 10 years. Thanks, but no thanks, Sony. Retirement from Helldiving it is then. Zipio goes, Sony is gross, and these devs tried to put a PR spin on it instead of just straight up saying, we are or were obligated to do this but couldn't at launch. I hate this on the principle of it. But as a game on a game with crossplay, as long as crossplay has an on-off toggle button, and I'll read M485 go, considering it absolutely doesn't need it for PC, this is just Sony strong-arming AH to make it mandatory, and AH will be the main one suffering for it. So what do you think of this saying you have to link your Steam account to a PlayStation Network account if you want to continue to play Helldivers 2?
Call that bullshit. It's ridiculous. Like Sony is known for its security breaches and security
Yep.
related like shutdowns of their system and all. Sure, for the last couple of years now, at least they force people to buy their monthly, yearly services now, but they pocket all that money out here, and it's still doing bad as business people. And they're known for their backstabbing among their clients, their vendors, and stuff like that. So it's if they're gonna do that to that, those entities are gonna do that to the customers as well. And I'm not saying PlayStation is altogether like a horrible service, but at times it can be, and it's ridiculous. Like PC players is PC. That's what I hate about having clunking everything together with PlayStation, Xbox, and PC all together. It's this one, collided, intertwined entity because it fucks up the other platforms, due diligence to do stuff. And once that happens, it's over. And that's what's going on right now with between PlayStation and now with PC. And and I think the reason why this is a separate issue too, because of the Phil Spencer and Xbox. Phil Spencer said that this is why I hear through my network of friends, our Xbox friends. They say to me that the reason why Phil Spencer not bringing Helldivers 2 to Xbox because they don't want to outdo the Halo sales or the Halo overall interactions on their Xbox. So because there'll be competition for them to go up against in Helldivers too on their console. So that's another issue too to worry about as well with Xbox. So it's kind of like there's a clusterfuck going on right now with Helldivers legitimacy in login verifications with the PSN network, and people already have problems with the PSN network trying to log into on their PS3s for how many months, about a couple of years now, since that announcement saying they're going to shut down most of their services on their PlayStation. Well, it matters Sony and all. So, like, what are they doing, Sony? Like, Sony's not helping their case any better. So
Yeah.
keep it up, Sony. You'll lose most of your PlayStation players. Because I, for one, want to go to PlayStation for the sake of the PS5 of the Final Fantasy remake, for the Bridget Spears Kenya game, so on and so forth. I even bought PS4 games that were on sale for like under $20. And I was like, I'm one day I want to play PS4 games like the Nathan Drake saga, Nathan Drake Uncharted 4 and all. I mean, you're doing, you're ruining your own reputation, Sony. So that's all I got to say.
Yeah. I have to say this is complete bullshit. Like they said, there's no fix for people who don't have PlayStation Network in their region. Using a VPN and saying you exist in a different region than you actually exist is against the terms and service, so you can't even do that, because if they find out you're lying, you'll have violated the terms and service. Um, and this is ridiculous. Why do we have to link accounts for Steam now with PlayStation? I
Mm-hmm.
mean, if Xbox does it, that's not good for them either. Um, but a lot of people are going to lose access to this game, or that can't do anything because it's not PlayStation Network is not available in their region. So those people are shit out of luck. And the people, I understand them not wanting to do it. I was playing my PS3 a lot in April of 2011 when it got when they had that big data breach where they actually gave away 2 free games to everyone. Um, that's how I got Little Big Planet and Dead Nation for PS3. Um,
Nice.
yeah, I should have gotten Infamous instead, but at the time my younger brother had it, so I was like, why am I going to get a game I can just go across the hall and borrow if
Yeah.
but Little Big Planet, like I tried to play it. I never got into it. I thought I was gonna be able to play like all kinds of levels made by different people, and it's like, wait a minute, I'm not going anywhere. What's going on? It's like, um, so maybe I'm doing something wrong. But I've had Little Big Planet digitally since then. Dead Nation, I played on Twitch a bunch of times. Um, but back to this, yes, I mean so I've even experienced. I remember that breach because that was right like just a few weeks after WWE All Stars came out, and I was playing that game on the PS3 quite a lot. So I remember when that data breach happened, and also I think that was the biggest one, at least that I remember.
Yeah, 2011. I was in
Uh,
the hospital at the time too.
but like I do know it's happened since then, also, but like not to that degree
Mm-hmm.
of 2011. So yeah, this is Sony basically strong arming, and shame on Helldivers 2 developers for agreeing to it. You didn't have to agree to this, but you did. Didn't you think this was going to hurt some players that bought the game? They're not going to get a refund. They can't play. They can't link it to PlayStation Network if it's not available,
Mm-hmm.
and they wonder why game developers. They wonder why players are so cynical about console and game developers getting their trust
Oh yeah.
when they do something like this. Yeah, well, you slap people in the face enough, you're gonna lose their support for good.
And they'll fight
But
back
if
eventually too through their wallets.
yeah, so like I said, just another reason to go back to retro, because I'm not supporting companies that do this kind of crap. And like I said, Xbox doesn't get a free pass because it did it with Sea of Thieves. That's also awful.
Yeah, very
Um,
more to that game, Sea of Thieves.